Hi there, Joka here from A Pocket Full of Happiness, and in this video I'm going to show you a few new die sets and also an old one. So here's a 5x7 cover plate called Rainbow Hearts, and this is the old one, Stitched Hearts, from my very first release, I think. And some parts will work with both of these new dies. The other one is called Heart Stripe Supersized because I had in my first release I had the Heart Stripes die that was A2 size and a little bit different than this one. And parts of the Stitched Hearts die set actually works with these. So I restocked that in case you would like to use it the same way I did. So I am creating some rainbow hearts. You can see I die cut these hearts from a variety of colors, as many colors as there are lines. I don't remember how many were. I could count, but I probably shouldn't. 7 or 8 or something like that. I like to work with craft cardstock. It's kind of like neutral but not white, which is a bit, yeah, I don't know, I just don't like white space that much. So for these ones, for these hearts I used the second largest, no, sorry, the second smallest heart. And what I want to show you here is that I used really used plates to die cut that first one, and I couldn't stand all the indentation there. I show you another one. I don't like this. It just looks unclean to me. So I took a new plate with my die cutting machine and I die cut these 3 hearts again, but not to waste the other paper. I'm just going to layer that behind the new ones. But you see, even the texture is so much nicer, so much more visible on the new ones. It's crazy, right? I mean, I wish I could use new plates all the time, but of course they are so expensive. And especially now I used for all these die cuttings, I used my switch, what is it? Sizzix switch die cutting machine, because there's a lot of space on that. And also I don't have to use my arms. I do have some nerve issue there, I think. So this helps me with that. And yeah, those plates are, yeah, not cheap. So what I'm trying to get back to, and then you saw that I created the rainbow hearts also with the use of one of these hearts. So I built those stripes on that, which is actually one of the reasons I use the same shape. Of course, you could fussy cut this. Again, it's a very simple shape. No need for another die. It's just my laziness got the better of me. Best of me? Oh God, sometimes these expressions, they don't come easy. So I decided to die cut the letters from the same colors as my solid hearts. Very creative, I know, the hey sentiment. I struggle with sentiments. I always say that when I don't have a specific person in mind to create my card for, I struggle with sentiments. And I definitely prefer short sentiments. So there's a lot of hey, love, and that sort of thing. Because I guess those are the things that you can send to anybody at any occasion, any time. So yeah. Now on my next card, I do like the white background actually with these colors, but I did have so many panels, so many colored panels because of the all the die cuts. So I decided, I do this often, I know, to use all of them. So I basically layered them all up, and that way I'm gonna have a really nice dimensional background. It was hard to choose which color I wanted to go with. But I think, well, I might not show all of the colors as I layer them. I mean, it's probably boring to see the same thing over and over, but you see some. Here you see the light pink, then this super bright, well, neon yellow, green actually. I love this color, and I think maybe this is the only paper I had left, so it's difficult to find. I settled on the light blue. No rhyme or reason. This is what I like most. Look at that. But in real life, this is actually really cool because you can see all the colors from the sides, so it's kind of special. And then I'm using a really simple sentiment from the Year of the Snake. And by that I mean that it's just a sentiment strip, and I'm not going to do much more to this card. I used a dark blue heart to base my sentiment on, just so that it pops out a bit more, and also I didn't want to cover the rainbow hearts. And then I decided to fill this heart with enamel dots, because why not? You know me. Again, just to add something a bit more to the card. And that's the second card. And I will create, well, with this rainbow hearts, I actually only created these two cards. I don't know if I think I mentioned that these cover plates are 5x7, right? I think in this release I only have one A2 size cover plate. I know I should make more. I know a lot of people don't like these big cards, but those of you who don't, maybe that you can just use the rainbow hearts. For example, here, because I had so many die cuts left, I created some more hearts, and I will just use the hearts without the background die. However, I still create a large card, but that's because that's my favorite size. And I was going for a 4-leafed clover, although it's not perfect because I just eyeballed it, but yeah, you could probably build different patterns. And then I'm using the funky alpha and this So Glad You Exist die sets to create my sentiments. And I'm going with the same color for the friend. And then I'm adding a dot just so that I can add another color, because I love it colorful. And my sub sentiment is now also craft, and with the letters popping off that card base, and they are white to, well, for contrast, I guess. I now really wish, because one of my favorite card designs is always using just letters on the background, letters, and it's really hard to come up with a sentiment that's long, you know. Maybe a phrase or some kind of quotation or something, or quote would be good for those kind of cards, and then I could use all kinds of different colors. Would have been perfect. Anyway, so here with my other background, or the other large die, this design is based on one of my very first designs. That was an A2 size die, but there the heart was not in the middle, and also these scallops on the edges were much smaller. And now I decided to add, well, first of all, a panel that holds all my stripes in one place. And then I decided to add a card base that is that same size. And basically this way the scallops are more visible, because normally I would probably create a card base that's the same size as the whole die cut, right? But then the scallops would not be so nice, I think. So, well, hence the smaller card base. That might actually look stupid, but I think mostly you just see the card front, right? And so now I am adding the colorful pieces. This is actually going really fast because these are quite large pieces, except for the middle around the heart. But again, it goes fast. And I did not remember at this point why I die cut the same colors twice. I'm sure I had a reason for it, but unfortunately I couldn't figure it out. So I'm going to have to come up with something. So on the first card, I'm adding all these colors, and I wanted to add, okay, so I'm sure I mentioned it in previous videos that I don't like to create shaker cards, but this would be perfect for that. So instead, I don't know, I don't like to add acetate. I don't have any glue that really holds it into place, and I just don't trust my shaker cards. I think that's my whole point. So instead of that, I die cut this panel twice, and the white ones, and then I layer them up so that it's sturdy, and I'm adding foam tape to it. And then I'm just going to pop this onto the card base, so it just creates dimension. Originally I didn't plan to add foam tape to these stripes because they are quite thin, but then I also don't want my card to be crushed in the mail, So, but again, this would be great for, what did I want to say? for shaker cards. And in fact, if you are really adventurous, you could put different color small things like sequins or whatever in the stripes. Oh, I'd love to see that. One of you please do it. I'm too lazy for it, but maybe somebody could do that. That would look so cool, I think. Maybe like a rainbow, like not using rainbow color cardstock like I did, but rainbow sequins. That would look cool. Now I wish I had done that. Okay, so anyway, again, I used craft cardstock to create my sentiment, and the heart in the middle also comes from the stitched hearts die set. Now I also had this craft cardstock panel die cut, which I had no idea what I wanted to do with. I'm pretty sure it was not this, but I'm just going to try to save this. So I'm layering, I have to mention this. Sometimes my video moves and I have no idea why. Look, just happened. I tried to edit those parts out, but apparently I fell asleep or something, because now this is the third time I see it. I apologize. It could be that my desk is not so stable, and unfortunately the camera is fixed to my table. Earlier it was fixed to the ceiling, so yeah, it's not good, not ideal, but I hope I will be able to remove those parts at times. So I'm trying to play with this, how it looks best. I want to use that rainbow heart because I already had that prepared. I actually don't remember why I had that one left. So I'm starting by gluing all these white stripes down, or strips, and I actually had two because I die cut two panels just now for the previous card, and I want to use all these pieces, so I am adding both. And then I'm going to still glue the color piece on top. So I actually have 3 layers of cardstock there, which gives me some dimension and some interest. And I did not waste all the paper that I already die cut. It's crazy, right? That by the end, I think it took me over a week definitely to die cut everything for all my projects. And by the end of it, I forgot what I wanted to do with them. It's crazy. And I don't know why I didn't take pictures or nothing, but I never learn. Anyway, long story short, I still wanted to create a colorful project, so this is why I'm using those die cuts. And then I have to figure out what to do with the sentiment and that heart in the middle, basically, because whatever I tried, I didn't quite like, but I have to make do with whatever I have. So I decided to use this white heart as a kind of like a base for the other rainbow one, which actually I thought is the same order of colors as the one in the background, just the other way around. But later when I took the pictures, I realized that it's not even the case, but okay. And then I'm using, because I realized that these sentiment die cuts are almost the same size as those strips of paper. So I actually just use the negative of those die cuts, if that makes sense, instead of creating another sentiment that I would add to the middle, because I didn't want to cover my rainbow heart. That was the idea. Okay, so these are my finished projects. I hope I could give you some ideas. I think, again, these hearts would be great to build all kinds of patterns. I hope I will see some of you create something extraordinary, something different. Thank you very much for watching. Check out the other videos on the channel available today, and I see you next time. Bye-bye.